All right, so we're on the last piece of this chapter, which is charts and graphs on assignment 1.4.c. So let's see what we're up against. So on task 1, it looks like we have all of the continents: Asia, Africa, Europe, North America, South America, Oceania, formerly known as India, and Antarctica. So we have their populations as well. We want to make a chart look neat and organized, include labels, and be sure that everything looks presentable. Give the pie chart a proper title. Okay? So all we need to do is highlight these boxes, click Insert, Chart, and boom. It should create one for us. We can resize it, we can play around with it, and this is where the training wheels kind of come off for this section. I've shown you how to make the chart. If I double click, I can go to all these settings. Between setup and customize, you should be able to play around with things to make sure that things are working out well. All right? You want to go through each of these settings and make sure this chart looks nice, and you need to figure out also where you're going to put in the title onto this item. All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. Again, some of these activities are very simple, very straightforward, and they allow for some customization. I'm going to delete that chart and move on to task number 2. All right, so this task actually has 3 different charts that they want from us. Here is the weather data for September 2020. Create 3 separate charts for each of the values that shows temperature, wind, and precipitation over the 30 days. Format them so they fit inside the provided boxes. There's a hint: you can highlight multiple columns by holding the Control button while dragging across cells. So how are we going to handle this? Let's see. The first one for temperature, that's going to be pretty easy. We just drag these 2 boxes highlighted, and it is good to go to make our chart. But let's say that instead I wanted to highlight the days, because that needs to be part of our chart, and the wind speed. If I click here, we lost the highlighting over here. So how are we going to tackle this? Well, like the hint says, if I hold down the Control button and click to drag, it'll allow me to select multiple boxes. And when I have that created, I can go to Insert, Chart, and we should be getting a graph that shows over the course of September all of the wind speeds throughout here. So it looks like in September, you have some pretty erratic or wild situations. So I can shrink this down, I can shift this over, and I can try to drag this inside of this box for the wind speed. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you should be mindful of how things appear. We can do line chart, we can do a stacked area chart, we can do columns. You can really do whatever you want in here. Some of these, like a donut, that doesn't look very good. But, there are a bunch of different ones that we can use to help us figure it out. And we also have the ability to customize items. All right, so again, if you want to select multiple boxes, I could highlight this first one. Then I can hold the Control button on my keyboard and grab this next box of items. And I have both of them selected to create my chart. Right, let's get rid of that. Let's go into task number 3. So task number 3 wants us to create charts for 2 of the following counties on here. All right, so let's see. Adjust the charts so they look presentable. So obviously we need to make them look nice. You will need to filter each county, then sort by the year from smallest to largest, then create the chart. All right, so remember, if we need to filter something, we click on that. I go to Data, and I go to Create a Filter. And this allows me to disable whichever ones I want in here so that only one of the counties will show up. You'll also notice, though, that the year is reversed. So you're going to need to also sort that sheet from smallest to largest. From there, you'll be able to grab and highlight these items and create a chart from there. Insert chart, and then it's business as usual. When you need to undo it, you can go to Data, turn off Filter, and we don't really need to worry about the sorting because we can always resort a little bit later. All right, So pick any of the two counties, put them in the charts, maybe one like right here and one like right here. That'll look nice and presentable side by side, so we can see how the population growth has compared over the past 10 years for two of the chosen counties in this list. All right, so that's pretty much it for the spreadsheets. It's a lot of different information. There are a lot more things that we can do. Some advanced topics are how to interconnect sheets with each other. And also, just the idea of finding a purpose for these spreadsheets and putting it to use. We've gained the skills. Now we should apply them and actually gain something or benefit from having these skills in motion. So that's pretty much it for these three tasks. Remember to take your time with it and, make sure that you're putting in some effort to make things look nice and presentable. This is definitely one of those situations where if you're working with presentation tools, you want your stuff to be presentable. So take your time, proper color coding, make things look nice and put a little bit of effort into that. So anyways, best of luck with this. And remember, as always, if you have any questions or need any help, be sure to reach out.